The world can be a scary place, but you don't have to be scared. Prozera won't change your world, but it will change your mind. Prozera. Make it all go away. At Cedocore, we're dedicated to helping people live longer, happier lives. Wait, hold on. It's what? We at Cedocore, makers of Parepin, are happy to announce we are now officially recognized by the Bureau of Morality as a family and country-first corporation. All right, make sure the Opal is marketed to both groups. There's a lot of... If you are taking Amproprax and are experiencing unusual, severe joint pain or difficulty swallowing, call your doctor immediately. Rumors of Parepin being dangerous are being spread by fake news outlets and anti-American sources. Parepin is an immune system booster. It is safe. Do not stop drinking the water. Make it all go away.
We all know that all companies, especially drug companies, are very honest and they would never do anything sketchy, especially not in Year Zero, something about corruption and sketchiness and, fucked up shit. So yeah, basically, Cedocore is comically evil. Cedocore is the country that made Parepin, and for those who don't know, Parepin is the drug that is put in the country's water supply to sedate everyone and keep everyone docile, so the government can be funny and oppress everyone. Why is this so high? I bought this very expensive gamer chair, and the arm on the right side just broke. So now it's covered in glue, so it can fucking stay there. I'm very unhappy. Because of biological terrorist attacks in LA and everything going on in the world, they're able to get away with putting Parepin in the water supply because they say Parepin is an immune system booster to keep you safe from, bioterrorist attacks, biological threats, diseases, all that fun stuff. So that's what it is. They're not hiding the fact Parepin's in the water. They're just hiding what Parepin is. So yeah, it's just there to make everyone complacent and docile and, therefore easier to control. It's meant to be pretty mild, but it's actually shown to be very, very strong. For example, if you watch the Survivalism music video right here, there's an entire police raid going on. They're just going around being loud as hell, storming the place, but security footage also shows this couple right here watching TV, unaware anything is going on. It's just chilling, and it's probably actually able to distract you from something that is literally right in front of your eyes. The presence, as we all know, is that big, funny, massive hand in the sky that ooh, but not everyone seems to acknowledge it in the world of Year Zero. In fact, a lot of people don't even seem to have ever noticed it without being in direct contact with it or being off of Parepin. On the website, another version of thetruth.com, which is, down now, but I have the pictures saved of it, so thanks nindestruct.com, by the way. They have all the multi-tracks and everything that I've used for all the remixes, and they have all of the Year Zero ARG documents and stuff that I'm using for this. So, thank you. You're literally, I don't even know where you got this stuff, bro. So in another version of thetruth.com, there is a forum titled End of the World, discussing the presence. And in this forum, there's several people saying, get off Parepin. Somebody says that people saw it in Switzerland because they don't have Parepin in the water. So, it's possible it's not actually what's going on because it's a forum and they might not be right. There's also a thing that says that Parepin causes the presence, maybe, in a thing talking about, how Parepin's actually dangerous. And then it says the presence, Parepin-induced phenomenon, ? But based on that Switzerland thing, and the amount of people going, get off the Parepin, blah, 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 it seems like Parepin is ridiculously strong, and very good at making you complacent to the fact you don't notice a massive goddamn hand in the sky, unless it's, literally right in front of you and you're in contact with it. And we'll talk about what goes on when you go in contact with it in the next video, because I'm going to talk about the presence next time. So, yeah. Parepin is the biggest thing Cedocore did in the story of Year Zero. It's a major plot point, because it's a big reason the government's able to control everyone so easily, with so little resistance, because they got this company drugging the water in the whole country. It's also why the Bureau of Morality, which is a U.S. government thing, that's basically their job is censorship and controlling people. It's like a secret police, basically. They gave them special accolades, and they say they're a family and country first corporation because they do this for the country. Cedocore actually makes a lot more drugs than just Parepin. Most of them are listed, but we don't get any sort of elaboration on what they are. They make Anphalox, Amproprax, Avaprem, Hysafamitinum, Neraderm, Parepin, Phenylpro, Prozera, Serifirm, Zeralax, Zalafo, and Cedocore, which sound like Star Wars creatures. The ones that get elaborated, and therefore the ones that are important and we're gonna go over, are Parepin, Prozera, and Amproprax. Amproprax is something that gets mentioned a good amount. There's a warning saying it can cause severe joint pain, but besides that, there isn't too much on what it's meant to be. It's just it's one of the things that's being featured on the Cedocore website, but it's not really clear what it is meant to do. But the thing that's a lot more heavily featured on the websites was Prozera. Now, Prozera is linked to, anxiety stuff and making it go away, so it's meant to be, an anti-anxiety drug. But just like Parepin, it's got some other fun stuff going on. It seems to actually alter your brain, and there are warnings saying you do not take it if you drive, if you work in a hospital, or any place where people's lives depend on your judgment. It also mentions air traffic controllers are not legally allowed to take Prozera. So it's basically just Cedocore's example of, how fucking drugs will have 2 billion side effects much worse than whatever you were originally treating in the ads, where they're like, oh no, it's fine, it's safe, take it. Basically, that's what Prozera is. It's something that is insanely dangerous. And, we don't even know what it exactly does when it's having its intended effect. If it's actually just doing anti-anxiety stuff, or if it just messes with your brain. Little lobotomy time! So, obviously, it's already pretty fucked. Parepin is drugging the water. Prozera is dangerous. Amproprax causes severe joint pain, fibromyalgia level shit. And the whole, they seem to do more harm than good. They hide the side effects, kind of, but not really hide the side effects. It's just really everything they do is sketchy anyway, so. But there is more than that going on. On the Cedocore website, there's a quiz you could take that said, do you suffer from situational anxiety disorder? Now, again, the website's all down now, but hold on, I'm pulling it up real quick. I should have pulled this up before I started recording. So initially, it would ask, some questions that you could reasonably expect to see on, something going over anxiety, some you check some boxes, and it gives you a score, blah, 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 trying to diagnose you. Stuff that you could sort of understand seeing on a quiz like that. But it gets weird pretty fast. So first question, I have feelings of fear or sadness, never, sometimes, when I'm thirsty and when I'm awake. Never and sometimes you could see. All the time is usually what you'd see. When I'm thirsty and when I'm awake are, they're kind of weird, but we'll keep going. Have you experienced difficulty sleeping, or do you sleep too much? Weight loss or weight gain? Now, and you can assume, okay, maybe they meant excessive weight loss or weight gain. They probably meant excessive weight loss or weight gain. So, a normal thing. But then it starts getting a little quirky. When you hear distant gunshots at night, do you assume it is for your protection, find it difficult to get back to sleep, or return fire? You are watching television. You see news of a natural disaster, such as the drowning of Miami. Yes, Miami got fucked. You are more likely to feel shocked, saddened, and want to help. Feel shocked, saddened, and want other people to help. Feel thirsty, or change the channel. Now you might notice, something thirsty came up again. Well, remember, Parepin is in the water. So, if you're saying, this is all just because I'm thirsty, just drink the water, it'll all be fine. You're watching television, you see images of plague and famine in Africa. Do you feel shocked and guilty? Feel thirsty? Or assume they had it coming? When I see images of American soldiers being killed in Africa and the Middle East, I feel anxious and despairing, grateful for the sacrifice, or thirsty. When I see images of American soldiers killing other people in Africa and the Middle East, I feel angry, feel sad, feel slightly aroused, or get a drink. That was the little section where the propaganda stuff. Because remember, Cedocore they're bros with the government, and the government is fucking with the rest of the world, especially in the Middle East and Africa, where they're doing quirky stuff and killing people and prolonging war for more profits and oil and everything. But, that would never happen in real life. Do you ever get that feeling you're being watched? Your phone calls are being monitored, your email archived and read, your movements logged on security camera footage? No. Yes. Yes. And that's a good thing. Have I also mentioned Year Zero has a lot of mass surveillance? And going into something I talked about last time, where they stopped doing elections and everything. Now that America's moved beyond elections, and the current administration will continue indefinitely, you feel grateful and secure. Relieved. One less hassle every 4 years. Thirsty. Like throwing myself under a bus. Check the box if you have seen an angel, a ghost, a UFO, or the president. So, you take that quiz, and it gives you a score. The different things you could get from -4 to 42 points. And the more points you got, the funnier the response would be. And in the collection of different, responses, I do have some of them. But on the wiki here, the Nine Inch Nails wiki, someone recorded them all. So we're going to take a little perusal through them. So scores -4 through -1 would get you no response. No message. That's fine. I looked over there, but the camera's right there. Oops. Score 0 got you this answer. It's fortunate you took this quiz. You show many symptoms of early-stage narcolepsy or incipient catatonia. Have a friend or relative take you in to see a doctor and ask about Amproprax, the stimulant drop from the caring people at Cedocore. Take Amproprax and learn to feel again. So we learned this Amproprax is a sort of stimulant, which is ironic because it does the opposite of what Parepin does. Kind of a little bit of a scheme to get that dosh. Scores 1 through 3. You show clear and distinct signs of situational anxiety disorder. At the very least, your relationships are probably strongly affected. You would undoubtedly benefit from an evaluation by a licensed medical professional. Take comfort in knowledge that with Prozera, there was a typo. With Prozera, a calmer, happier life is just around the corner. And that's where we start getting into their little, got little fingies and everything, the licensed medical professionals, the government, agreements to look away from the shit they do and prescribe their drug specifically. Normally, you go to a doctor, they prescribe you the medicine, but not the specific brand. If they're prescribing something, they don't prescribe specific brands. But here, basically, Cedocore has monopolized the pharmaceutical industry. So think about how expensive medicine is, how greedy medicine companies are now. But now they don't even have to compete with each other. It's only one company. So they're also doing a little bit of this with the situational anxiety disorder. They're trying to make you feel bad. They're trying to fearmonger and guilt you and insult you into, oh, I need this, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let's continue. Scores 4 through 10. Situational anxiety disorder is interfering with most aspects of your life. You may be in trouble at your job and not even know it. Consult your physician about treatment, including Prozera, to help put your career and relationships back together again. See, like I just said, you may not even know it because you're not in trouble, but they want you to think you are. You are severely affected with SAD. Call your physician, and if you are unable to see him within 48 hours, call your spiritual advisor. Don't lose heart. Careful medical evaluation and a therapy regime based around, but not necessarily limited to Prozera, will make it all go away. Make it all go away is the tagline for Prozera, and also you'll notice situational anxiety disorder does abbreviate to SAD. And your physician or spiritual advisor. Now, that's another thing. Year 0, and we'll get into this later in another video when I'm going to talk about the 105th Airborne, the Airborne Crusaders. Church, state, separate, but in year 0, see what I mean? Scores 16 through 20. Your level of situational anxiety is critical. You could be a threat to those around you, friends, co-workers, and even your precious children. Remember, Prozera comes in tablets, lozenges, chewing gum, patches, and suppositories to fit any lifestyle. Find the one that's right for you. Scores 21 through 25. Remain calm. Refrain from exposure to firearms, or liquor, or drugs. Seek medical assistance. Have faith. There is good news. You're a candidate for the Prozera pen, the same needle injection device used by ambulance crews, social workers, and police. Why wait for someone to use it on you? Try it yourself today. Yeah, there's a injector that's a lot stronger, and the police use it to subdue people because Prozera helps subdue you more. Scores 26 through 30. Under the circumstances, it would be best to call or email the authorities and sedate yourself until they arrive. Be careful, but be thorough. Lives are at stake. Remember, there's an IV drip with Prozera waiting for you at the hospital. You'll learn to live and love and laugh again. Score 31 through 35. Agreeing to make Prozera part of your parole/re-education program could reduce your sentence by up to 5 months, and your fine by as much as $5,000. Contingent on passing daily blood tests and weekly personality inventories. Ask your social worker or parole officer. Remember, you don't have to be a failure in your personal life and an embarrassment to your family. One magic word can make all your dreams come true. Prozera. So, you remember those questions that were like, what do you think about the military, or what do you think about blah blah blah? So another thing is, well, it's kind of illegal to speak out against the government. That's what Arta's Resistance was doing. That's why the Bureau of Morality was arresting people in the survivalism music video. You can see them arresting them for playing music. So, you said stuff against the government. Cedocore is kind of friends with the government, so they reported you basically. And their agreement also means if you take and pay for their drug, well, we'll reduce your sentence for you, buddy. Scores 36 through 38. Drink the water. Take Prezero. Your life will be better that way. We mean it. I mean, Parepin and Prezero, take both of them. Keep getting subdued, baby. Scores 39 and 40. You've triggered an automatic rapid response. Please wait quietly where you are and surrender to the authorities when they arrive. The next few days may not be pleasant. Remember to ask the first responders for fast-acting Prezero spikes. Generic substitutes are not the same. Lawyers, cells, and interrogations are all triggers for anxiety in many people. Make them go away with Prezero. Scores 41 and 42, the highest scores you can get. Your profile has been submitted to certain government authorities. You may be offered a choice between prison and certain kinds of public service. You'll be contacted shortly. So Cedocore, obviously they have these connections to the government, to give their drugs to people and everything, prescribe them. But they also do this other really cool thing where they let them test their drugs on prisoners. So the Judson Ogrim Correctional Facility is a prison that refers to its inmates not as, inmates or criminals, but as offenders. But these offenders are both criminals, like actual criminals that did bad things, people who spoke out against the government, but also people that just have mental illnesses. Because I guess there's no more, mental institutions. You just go to jail. Judson Ogrim needlessly uses antipsychotic inmates on inmates to make them more docile and accepting of the mistreatment. Even, they didn't exhibit anything. They weren't excited or having issues. They needed to be sedated, but they do, just to control them. Beyond just drinking the Parepin water, like injections and shit, while they're being tested on by Cedocore. Basically, the way they find all the side effects of their drugs is by forcing inmates to take them. And there are 2 case reports that I see. There's Moira Wag and John Berminger. And I wrote a whole bit for this, but I think I'm gonna go over it next time because they're both to do with the presence. I'm gonna skirt over them though for the purpose of how it's relating to Cedocore here. There's a lot about the presence in Moira's, but her notes refer to photosensitivity and dilation of her eyes due to use of a drug called Opal. And Opal is pretty fun. And John is all about the presence, his thing. Yeah, we're gonna go over that next time when we're going over the presence, because there's a lot to go over there. So yeah, next time definitely presence. So if you remember that list from earlier, there is that Hysophamitamin. Fucking Opal. It's called Opal, okay? That's what it's... Opal is their top secret drug that they don't officially, legally make or sell. Because illegal drug imports dropped due to various reasons. There's tighter policing, it mentions stuff like global warming, I guess making it harder to get to travel stuff. I don't fucking know. And they decide, because the black market, illegal drugs, that market's kind of dead, they're gonna swoop in and get that money. They're very well aware of what Opal is and how addictive it is. It makes the user feel euphoria, feel lethargic, and hallucinate. It says it can be administered through injections, inhaling, or eye drops. However, because they're such a big boy the government loves, you know, to get away with this, they can't just sneak around the government, considering the government's so closely related to them. They bribe the contacts they have in the justice system and other authorities to turn a blind eye to the drug and not do anything about it or really acknowledge it. So they sell it and they snatch up all those profits because the corporation likes money and morals don't matter. I wonder if that's commentary or something. So yeah, Cedocore is basically commentary on big corporations in general, specifically the medical industry. You know, having this big friendly face pretending they care about you or you matter to them, but obviously you don't. Cedocore knowingly fucking tortures and kills people to make more money and, you know, make more drugs. They have these shady deals with the government to further their interests and even more profits. And all around, they're dicks. Besides just because of their relationship with the government, they ended up, you know, having, you know, they aid in the government jailing people when the government aids in them spreading Prezira more. Thank you for watching. Next time we're going to talk about the presents. If you liked the video, please do like it. Please do like it, comment, share it. Helps the video get seen more, get put in that funny little YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. It, again, helps out a lot more. And then you can always hit that little notification bell so you can see when the next video goes up if you'd like. But yeah, so next time we're going over the presents. But in the meantime, remember, don't stop drinking the water.